grade 12, and it's called the circular flow, right? So I'm sure you people, you have done all in your classes, everything is done. Then we are just doing a revision here. So the first multiple choice, we are going to do questions in multiple choice. We do questions in section B, expected questions in section B, and expected questions in section C. Right, so we are going to start with section A, where we do the multiple choice. Remember, in the question paper, multiple choice is always a few questions, but here we are going to give you all the questions which can be expected in your section A. Now, which one of the following is true in the product market in the circular flow? Now, remember the product market, this is where we have two markets in the circular flow, the factor market and the product market. Now, in the product market, here we are looking at where the firms, the business firms sell their products, and those products are bought by households and the government, all right, or the public sector. Now, when we look at this, here, which of the following is true in the product market? So remember, they're talking about the product what? The product market. Okay. So the product market is a market where goods and services are sold. Okay. Just a moment. Okay, I was just checking something, it's fine. So we are saying a product market is a market where goods and services are sold. And we said that it is this how firms, business firms, which are selling in that market. Right, so we need to determine which one is true about concerning the product what? Concerning the product market. True. Remember, when you are doing your multiple choice questions, especially in economics, you must check out this. Okay, you must check out the keyword. Mostly they ask not true, sometimes they ask not true, sometimes they ask true. So here they want out of these, which one is true in the product market. So in the product market now, they are saying households sell goods and services. No, this is wrong. In the product market, households don't sell. 2, households sell resources to businesses. No, that one is done in the factor market. Businesses sell resources to households. Yes. Businesses sell resources to households? No. Businesses don't sell resources to households. Remember, resources are owned by households. So it is households to sell them. Then the last one, part D, says businesses sell goods and services. Businesses sell goods and services too. So this is our correct what? This is the correct answer. So the correct option here is D. Businesses sell goods and services to households and the business what? And the state and the government. So that is the correct answer there. 1.12 says, in the circular flow model, which of the following is true in a resource or factor market? True in the resource or factor market. So to draw for you our circular flow here, briefly, remember we have two markets. We have this side and this side, okay? So we say this is the, just a moment. Okay. Sorry. This is briefly, this is our goods market. Sorry, this is one side and this is another side. So this is the factor market. Sorry, this is the factor market. This is the factor market, this side. And this is the goods market. So in the goods market, here in the factor market or resource market, this is the households who are selling, okay? Households. And here it is the business firms. They are the ones who sell. Now, they want what is true here, which is true in the factor market. So in the factor market, what are we seeing there? They are saying households buy resources from the businesses. That is not true, okay? 2, households sell resources to businesses. This is true, okay? It is households who sell resources to businesses. So the correct answer here is B, because it is businesses which are owning the resources. So it is households who own what? Resources. And businesses, they are the ones who produce goods and services. So in the factor market, households, they sell their resources like land, labor, capital to businesses and the state. So that is the correct answer. Number C is saying businesses sell goods and services to households. No. Yes, it is true, but this is done in the goods market, not in the factor market. Then the next question is asking savings flow back into the circular flow. As government spending, investments, exports, or imports. Savings flow back into the circular flow as, remember, here we need to look at what is a saving? A saving, this is the money which is withdrawn from the from the circular flow. For example, saving is in banks or saving at home. The money which is not spent is a saving, right? Now, they are asking us, how do these savings go back into the economy or the circular flow? Because remember, the circular flow shows us it is a representation of the economy in which we operate. Now, savings, how do they go back into the circular flow? If you take money, they're asking you, if you take money, for example, into the bank, it's now a leakage, which is a saving, right? Now, how does this saving go back into the economy? So savings go back into the economy in the form of investments. This is the correct answer, okay? They go back into the economy in the form of what? Investments. Who make these investments? Investments are done by businesses. So the correct answer is B. Wow. How? When you take your money to the bank, right? For example, this is our bank. This is our bank, okay? So when you take money to the bank, as households deposit their money in the bank, for example, that will be a saving. Now, this money, how does it come back? This money is going to come back. Who takes this money? Let's say the households take them. These are our households. They are investing. They are saving their money in the bank. Now, these businesses, the business firms, okay, they need money, remember, to make investments, okay? They need money. So the businesses, they will go to these banks and get what? They get this money in the form of loans, for example. Yes, in the form of loans. So these loans, these businesses, when they take money, let's say you deposited, households deposited 100,000 or 1 million rand. So these businesses, they're going to come here in form of loans and take out this 1 million rand from the bank. So this 1 million rand is going to be put into, these businesses are going to invest this 1 million in the economy, which is represented by the circular flow. So how do they do this? Through investments. Okay. So government spending, no, that's not correct. Investments, yes. exports and imports. So the correct answer here is investments. Right, now, the next question is asking, question 4, which one of the following is a monetary flow in the factor market? Remember, we have two flows in the market. In the such, not on, yeah, we have the money flow or monetary flow, and we have the real flow. Okay, we have the money flow, monetary flow, or we have money flow, okay, which is the monetary flow, and we also have the real flow. So what is the real flow? Real flow, we are looking at, okay, the monetary flow here, we are seeing money flowing, right? How does the money flow? Let me take you back to your notes up here. I want to show you something on the diagram, just quickly. When you come here on the diagram of the circular flow, we have this line, expenditure on factors of production. This is money, okay? Expenditure, so the income here, you see these lines here, this one come here, sorry, just a moment. So from there, you come here, okay, following that line, then you come here, and then come back here. Sorry. So this is what we call the monetary flow, because what you see here, money is flowing from businesses. When households work for them, businesses are paying them, right? So they get their income, then this income comes to the business, to the households, and these households are going to use their income, their salaries and wages to buy goods and services. So these goods and services, these businesses, the business sector, our businesses, the businesses are going to take this spending for households as their income, okay? Also, these taxes, when people pay taxes to the government, that also represents monetary flow. So monetary flow, we are interested in looking at how is money flowing in the circular flow, okay? So, going back to our question, I want to show you something here. So the monetary flow, so the question is asking us, which of the following is a monetary flow in the factor market? Okay, that's another important part. Looking at our circular flow, where is the factor market? This is the factor market, okay? This is the factor market. So we want to see. So the two flows we have here in the factor market, the monetary flows we have here is expenditure on factors of production and income, which can be wages, interest, rent, profit, okay? So we need to look at those if they are given in our multiple choice question here. Let's go there and see. They're asking for a monetary flow. So when we check here, we are seeing that the flow of factors of production from household to farms, no, this is not money flowing. This one represents real flow. The spending on goods and services from households to farms, no. Yes, this is a monetary flow, but it takes place in the goods market. But the question is asking for factor market, okay? Then the income from farms to households. The income from farms to households. This is what I was explaining now, which I showed you. So this is our right answer. The income from farms to households. So there is money flowing because after working for businesses, then they have to pay us. So this, what they pay becomes our income as households. So the answer here is Part C. Then going to question 5. Which of the following is a real flow in the goods market? You see, this is what we need to look. Real flow in the goods market. Mind you, economics questions, you have to be very, very, very careful with them. You have to read the question like 3 times before you attempt it because it's easy to make a mistake. So which of the following is a real flow? So they have mentioned 2 things, real flow and goods market. Remember, real flow is the flow of goods and services. Okay? So going back to our diagram quickly here, the diagram of the circular flow. So this flow which is outside, this one, factors of production, going through the factor market, going to the production factor, to the business sector, then after production, goods flow from business sector to the goods market, then through the goods market, then to households and to the state. Also, we have the exports and imports. These 2 represents real flow. These 2. This is real flow, exports and imports. The real goods, they are the ones we talk about, and the services. Now, the question is asking for the real flow in the, let's check the question again. Which of the following is a real flow, is a real flow in the goods market? So this is the market they are talking about. The real flow in the goods market. So this is the goods market here, okay? So we need to look for the real flow here. So in the real flow here, we can have goods and services, okay? We have also goods and services. Also, we have the exports and imports. Those are the things we have to look for. So let's check if we have such answers in our multiple choice here. The spending on goods and services from households to farms. No, this is money flow. It is spending. So this is money flowing. The flow of factors of production from farms to households, this is wrong. Farms don't own factors of production. Factors of production must be flow from households to farms. Then the other one is asking for, is saying, the flow of goods and services from households to farms. This is wrong. Yes, it's a real flow, but it's correct, but according to what is asked to us, it's wrong. Because yes, this is real flow, but this flow takes place in the factor market, not in the goods market, which they want here. Then part D is saying the flow of goods and services from farms to households. Remember, I've just said that. So our correct answer is this one. Flow of goods and services from households to, from farms, those are the businesses, to households. So this is our correct answer, okay? So if I take you back here quickly, you will see this here in our diagram here. So this is flow of goods and services from business farms. These are the farms, the business sector, from businesses to households. So this one represents a real flow. So we have two real, so this is a real flow of factors of production, flow of goods and services, and the flow of exports and imports. That is represents all real flow. So the correct answer was that. Then we can go to the next question is asking for. South Africa uses a system of national accounts recommended by the. South Africa uses a system of national accounts recommended by the. Let's check this. Actually, this is okay. System of national accounts recommended by. Just a moment. So it is recommended by the United Nations, okay? Yes, it is recommended by the United Nations. That's the answer we have there. So the national account system we use in South Africa is recommended by the UN, United Nations. So the UN is the body which is controlling. So it's not recommended. So the system we use is recommended by the United Nations. That is the correct answer. Then consumption of fixed capital is used to calculate GDP at consumption of fixed capital is what is consumption of fixed capital is used to calculate GDP at. So they want us to give the correct answer here. Is used to calculate GDP at market prices. Sorry, just a moment. Consumption of fixed capital is used to calculate GDP at, that is GDP at base key, at factor cost, sorry. So the answer here is factor cost. If you remember our national accounts table there. Let me see if we have it here on top. I wanted to show you here. Yes. Consumption of where is that? I want to look. Consumption of fixed capital. I'm looking for it here. Consumption of fixed capital. Okay. So if we start computation of employees, this is the income method of determining the GDP. Okay. So consumption of fixed capital, we use it to determine value added at factor cost. This is the answer they wanted. So this is the consumption of fixed capital here. This is what they are looking for. So it's under here before we add on this and this. So that is our national aggregates. Yeah. Then the other question is asking for what? When I plus G plus X is greater than S plus T plus M. Remember, I stands for investments by businesses. G, this is government spending, plus X, that is net exports. That is our exports. So all these are injections, right, in the economy. Investment spending, government spending, and exports earning. These are all injections. Remember, injections, this is where the money comes into the what? The economy. So if they are greater than, remember this sign means greater. S plus T plus M. Savings, this is the leakage. Remember here, this question is, they are trying to ask you a question related to injections and leakages. Okay, injections and leakages. Injections and leakages. If you remember, you did this in class. So injections, remember, we use J, letter J to inject them, to represent them, and then we use letter L to represent what? Leakages. So this part is talking about injections. These are injections, these three. They are talking about injections. And these three, sorry, this one is talking about leakages. These are leakages. And this one is talking about, to this side, is talking about the injections, the J. So what do we do here? Now, they are saying if what we inject in the economy is bigger than what we take out of the economy, what's going to happen? The level of national income will. So what's going to happen? Now, this is what they are talking about. Let me give you an example. Let's say we have injections of, just a moment. Let's say our injections, let's say our injections are L, that is L. Let's say L is equal to 1,000. We injected 100, and then the J, not the L. The injections, that is the J. Let's say our J is equal to 100, and the L, so 100 is greater than the L is equal to, let's say 50. Let me use $50 or 100 rand. $50, yes. So what are we saying here? What we injected in the economy is 100 billion, and what we took out is only 50 billion. What leakages? So what's happening here? Which means there is more money entering into the country, in the economy, than what goes out of the economy. So that means that now we have, the question is asking, the level of national income will rise, which means the GDP will increase. That is the national income, or the economy will grow. So the answer here is A. If leakages were bigger than injections, let's say the 100,000 was the 100 was the leakage and was the injection, the other way around, then the economy is going to fall. Why? Because more money is being taken out of the economy, right, than what is coming through the economy. So most economies which are growing, or which they make much of injections than leakages. Things like savings in banks, remember, the money which is put in the bank is not used for the economy until it is taken out and invested by businesses. So that money is a leakage. Because remember, in an economy, the money must be used to buy goods and services. That's how the economy grows. But if you take out money and take it to the bank, and then you save it there, the money is just sleeping there. Taxes, if the government takes taxes, that's a leakage, because they are keeping the money there in wherever they are keeping the money. Imports, when we spend money on imports, the goods we buy from other countries, that is a what? That is a leakage. Okay? So, but when you look at the government spending, the money we get from exports and the investments made by business firms, these are all injections into the economy. Okay. The next question is asking for taxes and subsidies are considered when calculating GDP at basic prices. So remember, this one is also coming from the national accounts. Taxes and subsidies are considered when calculating GDP at basic prices, when taxes and subsidies on production. So I can take you up there and you see it quickly. What are they talking about? Taxes, that is the production method. We have to look for that in the production method. Okay, here we are. Taxes on products, you see? Taxes on products. They are considered taxes and subsidies on products. You see this? Taxes and subsidies on products. They are considered when calculating GDP. Okay, that's what they are looking for. At gross domestic products, at, just a moment, they're saying taxes and subsidies are considered when calculating GDP. Just a moment, let me go back to the question. You saw what I told you, that the economics question, you need to read it like 3 times. Taxes and subsidies on are considered when calculating GDP at basic prices. So we want GDP at basic prices. Okay, so taxes and subsidies, GDP at basic prices. So we need to check our national accounts and see GDP at basic prices, the production methods. Taxes on production, yes. The answer is taxes. So that was an income method. Taxes on production. Taxes on production. This is the correct answer. Because we are determining, because this one here is determining, what is determining prices, GDP at market prices. But the question is asking for GDP at basic prices. We had missed a point there. So the question is asking for GDP at basic prices. So it is taxes on production and subsidies on production. They are considered when determining GDP at basic prices. So when you go to the question, this is what the question is looking for. This is the question. So the answer here is taxes on production. That is the correct answer. Then we go to the market for longer-term financial instrument is called, that is the capital market. Longer-term financial instruments like bonds, the mortgages, right? So that market for such instruments is called the capital market. That is the correct answer. Okay. So we have done some, those are some of the questions we can expect. I'm not saying these are the only questions you can expect, but there are some of the questions you can expect in your multiple choice questions. That is part A. Then when we come here in the next 1.2, here they ask you to choose the description from column B. You know this part, right? So we have to link which one is correct and which one is wrong. Now the first one is asking for what are leakages? 1.21. Remember I said that leakages, this is where money is going from the economy. I've just explained that in the multiple choice questions we are doing there. So out of this, I'm seeing this as the correct answer. So the correct answer for 1.1, the answer here is C. We have C here. This is the answer. So savings and taxes. If you look at these two, the money is going out of the economy. So these are leakages. So remember I said that a leakage, this is where money goes out of the economy. Then 1.2.2 is asking for foreign exchange. Okay. The ratio of the country's currency to another currency, government spending and investment, short-term investments. So foreign exchange, remember this one has to do with the foreign exchange markets, comparing a dollar and a rand. Okay, we are going to explain this when we go much into our section B questions. So when you compare a rand to a dollar, okay, or the currency of your country to another currency, so that is a foreign exchange. So foreign exchange, this one is common for people who are traveling to other countries. You need to change your money, or if you are buying goods. Remember, we can't do international trade without, for example, you can't buy products from the US without having their currency. So they report the prices for their products in their own what? Currency. So you need to know how you need to change your money into the other currency and maybe get dollars or any other currency. So the answer for 1.2.2, the answer is B here. Our answer here is B. This is the ratio of one country's currency to another country's currency. Okay. Savings. What are savings? What are savings? Here is the answer. The ratio, so our answer here is A. Okay. Remember, savings and injections. I want to explain this. Sorry, savings and the spending. There are two things. If you earn, for example, I'm explaining 1.2.3 here. What are savings? If you earn, we believe that you earn one income, okay? You earn one income. So part of that income is either consumed or, I beg your pardon, I'm saying part of the income is consumed and another part is spent on buying goods. Sorry, is spent through consumption and another part is saved, okay? For example, let's say you earn 10,000 rand, okay? With this 10,000 rand, you can say, okay, I'm going to spend, this is one, I'm trying to explain okay, I'm trying to explain part A. Let me call it part A, that one. So you can spend, let's say you spend, how much? You spend 8,000 of it, which means you're going to save. You save how much? You're going to save 2,000. Now, savings, what are savings? Is the portion of income that is not consumed. So out of the 10,000 here, which you earned a month, the 10,000 rand, you only spent 8,000. And then you saved the 2,000. So the answer is looking for this 2,000. The answer we're looking for it. So savings is the portion of income that is not consumed. So this one has been spent on consumption. This has been consumed. So that is what I wanted to explain that part also very well. Then they're asking for the money market. Okay, so money market represents the amount. These are short-term investments. Remember, we had a question here which was talking about capital markets. Let me look for it. Longer-term financial instruments is called the dash market. That is a capital market. Now, money market, we are looking at short-term investments, for example, or things which don't take, or investments which are not going to take just a short term. For example, you go for a short-term loan. People are doing your accounting, you know this better. Short-term loan from a bank or an overdraft, okay? Those are short-term. Short-term means it's less than like a year, 12 months. You're going to pay back within 12 months, something like that, 6 months. So anything which is beyond 1 year going forward, that will be part of the capital. This last question we are doing here on multiple choice. Longer-term financial instruments, these represents capital. They are found in the capital market. But this money market, we have to mark the capital market and the money market. Money market will look at short-term investment. So the answer here is E. Our answer here is E. So 1.25 is talking about A, B, C, D. So the answer here, obvious, after getting these ones will be D, but we need to know why is it D, because it's talking about government spending and investments. Remember, I've just explained leakages and injections. Leakages, where is that? Let me show you it here. Here, investment, government spending, exports. All these three represents what? Injections, okay? So injections, I said that this is where money is invested into the economy. So if the government, for example, comes up with you see during COVID, right? During COVID, the government came, increased the people were not working during that time, during the lockdown, sorry, not during COVID, sorry, during the lockdown. when we had COVID-19. So the government came and gave people, it gave people money, okay? They increased people's grants. So the money which the government took from anywhere, it took it and then gave it to people. These people used it to buy goods and services, right? They were buying groceries, etc., food, for example. So this is an injection because the government is putting money into the economy, okay? Investments, if a business goes and takes out money from a bank as a loan and starts a project, that's an investment. So that's also an injection because people are going to get jobs through that investment and the economy, they will buy more goods and services and the economy will grow. So that is another part also. Now, remember our paper, the way we have these questions, they always ask you, we have three parts. We have the multiple choice part, then we have the matching part, the 1.2. And that's how our paper is structured in your exam. And then 1.3 is writing the correct term, okay? So give the economic term concept for each of the following descriptions. Write on the term concept next to the question number, okay? So here in this part, from our experience as economics educators, teachers, we have found out that students always, they fail this part. Yes, so this part, you have to be careful. You must know what you are doing because they want you to get a term which describes, which is used for this description for each of these statements. So they are saying an initial change in spending results in a much bigger change in national income. How do we call this? Okay. This concept they're talking about is called the multiplier. I think you did this in class, but I'll explain the multiplier as we go ahead. So the multiplier, this is, here they're asking for the term called multiplier. So the answer here, let me try to write here. The answer here is called multiplier. This is L, please. I don't know if people will be. So the answer here they are looking for is the multiplier. Okay. Just a moment. This one is called multiplier. Okay, let's leave it like that way. So the concept they wanted here is the multiplier. Then they're asking for 1.32 is asking for the sector that it needs to be included for the economy to be regarded as an open economy. Remember in the circular flow, if I take you back a little bit, so the answer they are looking for here is the foreign sector. Foreign sector. So the foreign sector, if I take you back here, remember if the economy, let me take you to our circular flow diagram here quickly. This is the foreign sector we are talking about, this one, okay? This part is talking about the foreign what? The foreign sector. So before we include in the foreign sector, our economy is still a closed economy. We are talking about within the borders of the country, within the borders of South Africa, right? So that is before we we include in other countries. When we talk about the foreign sector, remember the country cannot exist in isolation. Every country now, it needs each other, right? So we have to include other countries, okay? So you saw what happened now during the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, right? So other countries had to come in, even South Africa had to send their people. So countries nowadays, they don't work in isolation. They work with each other. So each country needs each other for international relations and international trade, etc. So when what that happened, other countries, you see up to now, they are still taking support to Turkey and Syria for support for the earthquake. So the foreign sector is talking about trading with other countries. So you'll find that South Africa is trading with other countries, and also other countries are, So when we sell our goods to other countries, those are called exports. And when we buy goods from other countries, we call them imports. I think you know this from your teachers very well. So this foreign sector, if it's not included, the economy is called a closed economy. But the moment we involve other countries and we start trading with them, then it's called an open economy. So the answer we are looking for here, let me take you here. They are saying the sector that needs to be included for the economy to be regarded as an open economy, that is the foreign sector. That is the answer we wrote here, and that is the correct answer. So 1.3, the inflow of money into the circular flow. I've just explained this. So when money comes into the circular flow, how do we call this? Remember, I talked about injections and leakages. So when the money comes into the circular flow, we call it what? So the answer here you have to give is injections. You will be correct. You'll be marked correct. That is it. So that is called injections. Then 1.34 is asking for the market value of all final goods and services produced in the economy in a given year. You did this. The market value of final goods and services produced in the economy in a given year. How do we call this? This is called gross domestic product. Okay, that is called gross domestic product, which we abbreviate as GDP. Please, here, avoid using short forms, please, in exams. Remember, the question is asking for give a correct term, concept. You understand? So here you are giving a short term. Please try as much as possible to write in full. The examiner will be just be so lenient to give you a mark if you say GDP, because GDP can mean something else. You can find this abbreviation used for something else. But if you say gross domestic product, then you are specific to the examiner that this is what I'm writing about. So goods which are produced within the economy in a year or in a given year, we call it gross domestic product. Then we have 1.35, goods used as inputs to produce other goods and services. Okay, goods used as inputs to produce other goods and services. How do we call them? These are called raw materials. Okay, these are called raw materials. These are called raw materials. So what's a raw material? For example, you want to make a shirt. Okay, what do you use to make shirt? You use cotton. So cotton is a raw material which is used. So cotton is a good used to produce another good or service. So these are called raw materials. Okay, or sometimes we can call them inputs, but inputs, so let's say raw materials. So this one summarizes our section A questions and the questions you can expect in section A. Okay. So briefly, I would like to take you to section B quickly here. These are some of the, remember I told you that we are dealing with all the questions which you can expect in the section A of the question of the circular flow. So we are explaining section A of the circular flow model. Now, name 2 examples of injections. Remember, we are repeating what we have already done. Examples of injections. So the injections, remember I said that this is where money is going into the economy, right? So the examples I can give here, I can have, we said that we have investments, and then we have government spending, we have exports, export earnings, or we can just say exports, okay? And government spending. So I don't have space here. So any of those 3, those are the 3 we can use. Then they're asking you for examples of leakages. Leakages here, we can have where money is going out, we saw taxes is an example of a leakage. We saw savings, okay? These are leakages. Another one is imports. Spending on imports, those are leakages. So I don't have space, I'm only giving you 2. So name 2 types of markets in the circular flow. So the markets we saw, we have, so I'm doing this one. We have the goods market, and also we have the goods market, we have the factor market. That is the factor market. Then we have the last question, sorry, the second last, space is a problem here. The last part is saying, name any 2 participants in a closed economy. Remember, I've just explained what a closed economy. They are talking about the participants in the economy. Remember the participants we have the households, we have the farms, we have the government or the state, okay? We can also, if it's, that's a closed economy. But if it's an open economy, then we shall also have the foreign sector. Those are the 4 participants. But now this question is asking for, remember I said that you have to be careful. Which type are they talking about? They're talking about a closed economy. So I don't need to include the foreign sector. So we need to talk about the households. I'm going to use abbreviations here. Then we have the state. Let me call it the state or government. Always use government. The farms, business farms. These are all what? Participants. Okay. Then they're asking, the last question is asking for the methods used to calculate GDP. Remember, we have the production method. Already we did it, you did this. We have the income method. And we also have the expenditure method. These are 3 methods which can be used to calculate GDP. So I'll be seeing you in the next video where we shall be doing the other questions in section B, which we can expect, and then we shall be continuing from there. Thank you so much for attending our class. So we shall be doing other questions which are following. We have finished question 2, and then we go also to question 3 and that. Thank you so much. Have a good time. Yes. How are you, everyone? My name